Hello everybody and welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary. So many of us have gotten our starts drinking whiskey and Irish whiskey by doing shots of Jameson, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, you frankly made a great choice. But I do want to let you know that there are many other options in Irish whiskey, and Irish whiskey is blowing up right now, so having a handle on where to go is a great idea. There are a lot of choices that are cheaper, that are just as good, and there's many choices that are much better at a smidge more price. So, to give you an idea, a regular bottle of Jameson near me costs $30. The highest price point on this list is $40, the cheapest is $16. So keep that in mind, and I'm going to keep in mind that if you liked Jameson, chances are that you like something that's smooth, probably doesn't have a huge long finish, and no bite from alcohol. So we're going to aim for that as far as my recommendations here. And we're going to start off with kind of an obvious choice, and like I said, it's going to be the highest price one on this list. But in my mind, it's the one that makes the most sense. If you like Jameson, you should upgrade to a better Jameson. Now this is Jameson Black Barrel. Now Jameson Black Barrel is going to do everything that regular Jameson does, except in my opinion, better. It has the same ABV, so that's totally fine, but it's going to be smoother, it's going to have a longer lasting finish, and overall it's going to taste better. Just taste better. And I definitely think it's worth your money. But if you don't want to spend that much money, we're going to go now to the cheapest option on the list with the Paddy's. So Paddy's Old Irish Whiskey is a wonderful choice. This is one that is very prevalent in Ireland, and many people have come to love this. It's been around for a very long time. The one thing I will say is that the flavor on this is not quite as smooth as Jameson, but it's half the price. This is about $16, $17. This is $30. Well, this is a smaller bottle. It's the only one I had on hand, but picture a larger version of this. So this is $16, $17. It's a little bit harsher, just a tad, but everything else about it is surprisingly good considering the price. Next, we're going to go to the Gold Label. Now this is by a company called Powers. Now the reason that this is cool is it's a single pot still Irish whiskey. Now this is $22, and it's gonna be a flavor that you would normally pay about 3 times that much for something like Redbreast or Green Spot. I don't want you to, if you've had those before, I don't want you to really draw the similarities because it's not gonna be exact, but the idea is this tastes like Irish whiskey in all of its natural, just kind of old-time style flavor. And you're gonna taste many different things in here that you wouldn't get into Jameson. So with Jameson, it's gonna be smooth, it's gonna be easy to drink. With this one, it's gonna be smooth, it's gonna be easy to drink, but if you're interested in doing it, and you don't add ice or anything like that, you can pick out new fun flavors in this. Some of them are gonna taste a little metallic, but it's gonna be in a good way, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Next is one that if you've heard of Jameson, you've probably heard of this. This is Tullamore D.E.W. It has one of the best noses in Irish whiskey, in my opinion, especially for the price point at about $23. It smells like a sour apple blow pop, or possibly just a very sugary, just apple cider kind of apple juice thing, but heavy on the apples. And I think it's a wonderful way to drink. If you're looking to kind of get your spouse into drinking Irish whiskey, and maybe they're just not into it, this might be a good one to try because it's smooth. It's gonna have like just a slight bit of a bite to it, just a little, but that's not a big deal. If you put an ice cube in here, you won't even notice. But with this one, it's so sweet and so appley, unless they hate that flavor, they'll probably really like this. And if they do, or if they don't like it, you can mix it, it makes a great mixer. Teeling Small Batch is the one I'm gonna go to next. This is a $35 bottle of Irish whiskey. Now, I would say it's new, but at this point, it's started in 2012. So it's kind of not that new, but in my mind, I have it as such because I've been doing this channel for a while. But regardless, Teeling has become a fan favorite over the last few years, especially with people like myself who really care a lot about whiskey, especially Irish whiskey. And part of that is because they continue to win awards, they continue to produce an amazing product, and they do it en masse. So the fact that they are churning out all of this whiskey and maintaining that level of just customer satisfaction, I guess that sounds a little lame, but like it's just really good. It's got great quality. This tastes a little sweet. It's very smooth. For $35, I would say you're hard pressed to find any Irish whiskey that is better than the small batch. Next, we're gonna go to Bushmills, and we're gonna pick up Not this. This is junk. Next, we're going to go to Bushmills and we're going to pick their Prohibition recipe. Now, the Prohibition recipe is a limited edition thing that they did with Peaky Blinders. So if you're watching this in a couple of years, might not be around. However, this is getting a lot of attention and people seem to really like the recipe. They're literally saying this is better than Jameson's and it's about $30. So it's just the right price. And that's not companies saying that, like that's reviewers saying that. They say it's literally like Jameson, except better in every way. So Prohibition recipe, very, very good risk. Now, the last one I'm going to say, there's two bottles that I'm going to kind of put here on the table at the same time. And the reason I'm doing that is that they're both about the same price. There's the McConnell's for $35 and the Roe Co for $38. Now, these are both Irish whiskeys, obviously, but they're from distilleries that are trying to resurrect old distilleries. With McConnell's, it truly is, hey, the McConnell's distillery burned down 90 years ago. We found some stuff that make us think that we can kind of remake what they were making. Let's give it a shot. And then you have Roe Co, where they wanted to just kind of make their own thing, but they wanted to give credit to one of the largest Irish whiskey distilleries ever, and they are making this. So either one of these are going to be a great choice, but they're both 35, 38, so they're on the higher end of what we've been talking about. Well, hopefully I've given you something to think about and some new things to try. If you don't really feel like any of these are speaking to you, keep drinking Jameson. This is a fantastic whiskey. As you can tell, it's almost gone. I drink this frequently, and there's just no reason not to. So if you want to try something new, of all of the things I've suggested to you, I would suggest, if money's kind of not an option, the Jameson Black Barrel is a great place to start. The McConnell's was surprising for the price. The Prohibition recipe, very, very good. And the Teeling small batch, like those would be my top 4 choices, or 3, whatever that was. Either way, those are the ones to pick. Other than that, everything else on this list, great choices as well. And let me know in the comments if you decide to pick something up. I'd love to hear if this list helped you out. And other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your night. Cheers.